On the news, gunmen shoot dead son of Zamfara Security Commissioner. One week after Kaduna train attack, NRC says 168 passengers still unaccounted for. And Minister of Information says Buhari's administration not overwhelmed by insecurity. Hello and welcome to News Now. I am Mary Kanu. The son of Ibrahim Aman Safe, Commissioner of Security and Home Affairs in Zamfara State, has been shot dead by bandits. The assailants reportedly opened fire near the commissioner's residence, killing his son and 3 persons, while a few others suffered gunshot wounds. The attack took place on Sunday night in Safe Town, Safe local government area of the state. The armed gunmen were said to have invaded the community around 8:30 p.m. while locals were observing prayers. The police spokesperson in Zamfara, Muhammad Shehu, confirmed the development to newsmen on Monday, saying the command has ordered a discreet investigation to unravel the circumstances behind the attack. And still in insecurity matters, 1 week after terrorists attacked a train in Kaduna State, officials of the Nigerian Railway Corporation have said over 100 of the passengers are yet to be accounted for. The NRC in a statement said its manifest showed that there were 362 passengers on board, and of this number, 186 have been declared safe. The agency further revealed that this figure leaves a total of 176 passengers unaccounted for, including the 22 declared missing by their families and the 8 who have been declared dead. It is, however, not yet clear if all the 168 were kidnapped by the attackers or have just not been accounted for 1 week after the incidents. And the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, says the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari is not overwhelmed by the security challenges of Nigeria. The minister made this known in response to a statement by former President Olusegun Obasanjo, who alleged that Nigerians are no longer safe anywhere in the country and that the Buhari administration is overwhelmed by insecurity. Speaking on Monday during a television interview in Lagos, Mohammed said the military and other security personnel are doing their best and have recorded successes in the fight against terrorism. He further revealed that security agencies are battling unconventional warfare as insecurity escalates in the country. And Nigeria is set to host Microsoft's biggest engineering hub, the African Development Center. With an initial investment of about $200 million, the hub is set to create more jobs in Nigeria as well as transform Nigeria's digital economy. President Muhammadu Buhari, while receiving the Microsoft team, expressed excitement at the proposal and called for more investment in the nation's digital space. Our correspondent Folashade Ogurinde tells us more.
Efforts to position Nigeria as the #1 destination for ICT investment is beginning to make progress. This comes as the world's biggest personal computer software company, Microsoft, has announced plans to establish its first African engineering hub in Nigeria with a current investment of about $200 million. While receiving the president of Microsoft Corporation, Brad Smith, at the State House, accompanied by the Minister of Communication and Digital Economy, Issa Pantami, President Buhari said Nigeria stands poised to welcome more initiatives and investment in digital technology.
I have been informed that the African Development Center in Nigeria is Microsoft's first engineering hub in Africa, as the current investment stands at about $200 million United States dollars. I have also been informed of Microsoft's skilling initiative that aims to train 5 million students and provide 27,000 jobs over the next 3 years. These initiatives are commendable, and I urge you to expand them and continue to prioritize Nigeria as you roll out your global initiatives.
President Buhari ordered relevant stakeholders to work in partnership with Microsoft to bolster a hitch-free implementation of the engineering hub. He also assured of Nigeria's readiness to support the growth of Microsoft.
I launched the Nigerian National Broadband Plan on the 19th of March 2020. The plan aims to expand broadband access across Nigeria, and Microsoft's connectivity initiative aligns with the plan. I believe it will be very useful and mutually beneficial to both Microsoft and Nigeria if your connectivity project is expanded beyond the current 4 locations in this country.
On his part, the president of Microsoft and vice executive chairman said the company will keep creating jobs to help build technology that will change the world.
Now, we recognize that to be successful, we need to do more than simply create jobs ourselves. And so what we're really seeking to pursue here in Nigeria is what I would call a multifaceted approach. We're seeking to put in place the digital infrastructure for the country. We're doing that already today. We're looking at expanding our investments and our infrastructure in the future. We recognize that given the importance, really the extraordinary importance of Nigeria, this is a place where we're likely to want to have data centers in the future.
The Microsoft president further revealed that while the ICT giant plans to train at least 5 million Nigerians in the future, 300,000 had already completed various courses. Folashade Ogurinde, TV360 News.
And Kogi State Economic Advisory Council has submitted its maiden blueprint report of the short and medium-term economic and development policy priority to the state government. During the presentation of the document in Abuja, the alternate chairman of the council, Olushiji Aina, said the report is predicated on an in-depth assessment and the prevailing domestic and global economic conditions. The alternate chairman said the report is to ensure achievable promotion of sustained inclusive growth and development in Kogi State.
It's important that we have the Economic and Investment Summit, which is very key to be able to drive home all of the proceeds that will come out of this report. Because this council, Your Excellency, is blessed with great people. In this room, you have captains of industries, you have diplomats, you have people who are currently contributing to more than 30 to 50% of the GDP of this country, all members of this great economic team. And we believe very strongly, sir, that if we go by this summit, it will be able to attract the needed opportunity, the right investment all across the world. Because Kogi State is blessed not only with mineral resources, but Your Excellency, Kogi State is blessed with very viable, strong, reliable, resilient human capital in this room.
In the last 6 years plus, His Excellencies, through several policies and white papers, had brought up this novel body, the Kogi State Economic Advisory Council, with a view to harnessing our past experiences with our present condition and situation to enable Kogi State plan for the future.
A non-governmental organization, Roost Foundation, has said plans for the establishment of a sexual assault referral center in Bayelsa State has reached an advanced stage. The founder of Roost Foundation, Julie Oka-Donley, revealed this at an event to commemorate the first anniversary of the foundation. The project, which is in collaboration with the state government, aims to provide crucial services for survivors of sexual and gender-based violence.
Every state is expected to at least have one SAC center. There are very few now in Nigeria, But by the grace of God, I'll be partnering with the Bayelsa State government to set up a SAC center in Bayelsa State where victims can go to and get psychosocial support, medical support, and their DNA can be obtained from the victim and used, and then we can match it against the perpetrators. Luckily, in the same center that has been graciously given to us by the state government, they also have a DNA testing center right there. So everything is just there and ready.
With human trafficking, the witnesses, which are the victims, are human beings. Today they want to appear as witness in court. Tomorrow they might change their mind. So the faster, once we have all the investigation and all the evidence, the faster the court process and all the process takes place, the better for every one of us, so that they can fully reintegrate back with the help of NAPTIP into the society and continue with their life.
Sexual-related offences has become a scourge in our system, in our country, and it is quite relieving that the powers that be have decided to set up specialized or designated courts to tackle it. It's a welcome development. It will make it faster, and we expect that the judgment will be churned out early enough so that it will serve as a deterrent. It is now an epidemic in our society that must be tackled with everything that is available.
To drive the nation's democratic process, children and youths need to be empowered to become catalysts of change. This is according to the convener of a non-governmental organization, Youth Groomer Initiative, Bumi Bashwa. Speaking at the third anniversary of the initiative, Bashwa described youths as critical stakeholders in the socio-economic and political growth of the country, adding that the active engagement of youths will address social ills.
Very little. We started with few children, teenagers. Now we are clocking about 120 teenagers as of now, and we thank God that we see them grow. We see the progress they've taken from 2019 till date. Now we have advanced groomer from the young groomer. A lot of them now have a lot of. We've empowered them with skills. They can make shoes, they can sew dresses, like soap making, makeup. To empower them is what we've been about, because we believe that if these children undergo moral training, and you empower them, they will be able to face their future, with a bright smile.
So one of the challenges is that taming them to what we want to be. It's quite difficult, because when we finish with them, by the time they leave our environment outside, they tend to do something else entirely. So by the time they come back again, it's like starting all over. So what we now do majorly is outside our gathering, our normal hangout, we try to call them, try to check on them. We invite them personally to our office. We try to keep them busy.
Being a part of Young Groomer for 3 years has been a very interesting journey. I would not lie about that, because it's an all-round development. It's an all-round achievement, both moral, spiritual, academical, and everything. Last year, I haven't gained admission into university.
The Nigeria Automobile Technicians Association, NATA FESTIC unit, in conjunction with the Coalition of Human Rights, has condemned the demolition of mechanic workshops in the buffer zone by the Federal Housing Authority and the Lagos State Environmental and Special Offences Enforcement Unit. They also condemned the activities of a chairman of the Lagos State Task Force, Shola Jajaloye, who they accused of spearheading the harassment and intimidation of mechanics in the buffer zone. To this end, the group has called on the Lagos State government to order an investigation into the matter.
We are not a slave in our home country, even in our own Lagos State. And that is why we are here. As a citizen, we voted for them to make life easy for the mechanics, but up to today, was it sovereign?
Almost about 80 cars have been towed, including our working tools. We have been seized. And the day they came, we ensured that there is no violence. We obeyed them, being that they are arms of the government. They came, we are being manhandled, we are being maimed in our workshop, and to protect our point, we are the one that feel this, we sanfeed our land before working in buffer zone. So all I want is that His Excellency should please intervene.
FHA should implement the judgment of Y.A. Akinsoya in 2005 that says that mechanics should be at that buffer zone pending the 6th Avenue is ready. But today, 6th Avenue is not available, and they were throwing them out of their way they are making that daily bread. So that's the purpose why we are here, to protest and show our grievances against what is going on at the buffer zone.
We'll take a break now, but still to come, at least 72.8 million subscribers risk being disconnected following federal government's directive to telcos. We'll bring you details of the story and more right after this break.
Opinions are free, facts are sacred, but truth is universal.
How, in practical terms, can we, for instance, de-escalate the tension?
President must see himself as the President of the Federal Republic.
We know where the enemy is. 3 places, the Lake Chad Basin, the border area between Nigeria and Cameroon, and then the Sambisa Forest.
On TV360, we give you a complete dose of everything. Opinion, facts and undiluted truth.
I hardly believe what politicians are saying in this part of the world.
A new Nigeria is possible, a future is possible.
We delve into the issues, dissect it so that you can understand it, use it to take action.
I don't think there's any need for any governor to look for grant for ranching.
TV360, dissecting the issues.
Welcome back. Now here is a recap of some of our top stories tonight. The son of Ibrahim Maman Safe, Commissioner of Security and Home Affairs in Zamfara State, has been shot dead by bandits. The assailants reportedly opened fire near the commissioner's residence, killing the commissioner's son and the 3 persons, while a few others suffered gunshot wounds. We also told you that 1 week after terrorists attacked a train in Kaduna State, officials of the Nigerian Railway Corporation have said over 100 of the passengers are yet to be accounted for. The NLC in a statement said its manifest showed that there were 362 passengers on board. Of this number, 186 have been declared safe. Well, in case you missed any of the news bulletin or for more updates, do log on to our website on www.tv360nigeria.com. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Google Plus at TV360 Nigeria. On Facebook, we're at TV360 Online. And now to COVID-19 stories and updates. Fully vaccinated travelers coming into Nigeria are no longer required to carry out the mandatory PCR test before boarding Nigeria-bound flights. Chairman of the Presidential Steering Committee on COVID-19, Boss Mustafa, who made a disclosure, said children below the age of 18 will be accorded the same privileges as persons who are fully vaccinated. He clarified that inbound passengers who are unvaccinated or partially vaccinated will still be required to take a PCR test 48 hours before departure and undergo days 2 and 7 post-arrival PCR tests at their own cost. And the World Health Organization has suspended the supply of Bharat Biotech's COVID vaccine, Covaxin, through UN procurement agencies and recommended to countries that receive the vaccine to take actions as appropriate. In a statement by the WHO, the suspension is in response to the outcomes of WHO post-emergency use listing inspection and the need to conduct process and facility upgrade to address identified deficiencies. However, as a preventive measure, Bharat Biotech has indicated its commitment to suspend production of Covaxin for exports. We'll take a break now and return with more stories in business. Just stay with us. Welcome back. Abisola Adebayo now joins us with more stories in business. Abisola, over to you.
Welcome back. Now to stock market reports. The marginal loss recorded on Friday continued today as equities kicked off the first trading of the week deeply in the red. The All-Share Index fell by very wide margin today, down by 0.33%, as the market value depreciated further by about 80 billion naira. Today's loss was triggered largely by penny stocks, who helped strengthen the market's journey into the negative territory, which is why we can see penny stock like Regency Alliance PLC leading the losers league after its share price decreased from 31 kobo to 28 kobo. It was followed by oil and gas company J. Paul Gold, which recorded a 3 kobo loss at the close of trading. On the other hand, Red Star X and NACO came on strong for the gainers counter as they recorded a combined 69 kobo. The activity chart today mirrors today's market transaction, reflecting investors' drive to continue to take profits as 219 million units of shares valued at 1.9 billion naira exchange hands in 5,168 deals. Well, it appears stocks have taken a breather from last month's rally, but the question is, can the market continue to go higher with inflation biting hard, or is there an even bigger pullback coming? Well, we'll have to wait and see. On the foreign scene, the FTSE, the Dow Jones and the Nikkei gains in industrials and leisure stocks drove Britain's shares indexes higher on Monday, with investors closely tracking developments around the Russia-Ukraine crisis, while fashion retailer Ted Baker jumped after launching a formal sale process. The Dow Jones, on the other hand, fell as Tesla stock rallied after the company reported record vehicle deliveries for the first quarter. The Tokyo stock market was reorganized on Monday into 3 trading segments in the first major reform in decades, aimed at imposing stricter listing standards and attracting more foreign investment, which is why today it recorded a 0.68% increase. That's all on stock market reports. Mary, back to you.
Well, thank you for that update, Abisola. And now on the global scene, the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has urged Muslim faithful across the world to take advantage of the holy month of Ramadan to build a peaceful world, saying the holy month is a time for reflection and learning. In his message to commemorate the commencement of Ramadan, the Secretary General expressed sympathy for the less privileged and internally displaced persons across the world, adding that everyone must learn from each other in this period. The UN chief further revealed he had returned to fasting in solidarity, a practice he began when he was the High Commissioner for Refugees, a title he held from 2005 through to 2015.
I send my warmest wishes as millions of Muslims around the world begin the holy months of Ramadan. This is a period of compassion and empathy, a time for reflection and learning, an opportunity to come together and uplift each other. As High Commissioner for Refugees, I began a practice that I proudly pursued as Secretary General. Every Ramadan, I had the honor of visiting Muslim countries, fasting in solidarity and breaking bread with people. Unfortunately, the COVID-19 pandemic made that impossible, but I'm happy to resume this tradition this year. In these times of tragedy and suffering, my thoughts and heart are with everyone facing conflict, displacement, and fear. The Holy Quran teaches us that God created nations and tribes so that we might know one another. In these holy months and every day, let us take inspiration by working hand in hand for the safety, dignity, and prosperity of all women and men. Let us learn from each other and together build a peaceful world. Ramadan Kareem.
In response to sanctions over Ukraine, President Vladimir Putin has signed a decree to introduce visa restrictions for citizens of nations that Russia considers unfriendly. The decree signed on Monday will suspend Russia's simplified visa issuance regime. It also decided to subject all corporate deals with companies and individuals from unfriendly countries to approval by a government commission. Putin had sent thousands of troops into Ukraine on February 24 in what he called a peacekeeping special operation. Well, up next is Entertainment Report on News Now.
Sydney Esiri, popularly known as Dr. Sid, is making his entry into Nollywood with his new comedy, The Order of Things. Co-produced by Sid Zero Gravity and Film One Entertainment, the feature-length comedy is currently in post-production ahead of its June 10, 2022 theatrical release. So far, details about the film's plot remain on the wraps, but Dr. Sid has said the story is about love, growth, and self-discovery with a gamer personality in the lead role. The film's cast includes Timini, Demola Adedoyin, Charles Inoje, Ayomogaji, Tokpe Olowoniyan, Dija, amongst others. Will Smith appears to be in more trouble with Hollywood production giants following his infamous Oscar slap. According to multiple media outlets, production links to the actor are reportedly being slowed or paused as they await disciplinary actions announced by the Academy. Smith was set to star in Netflix action thriller Fast and Loose, but the search for a director has been paused with there being uncertainties surrounding the actor's involvement. Also, Sony's anticipated Bad Boys sequel, which was in active development before the Oscars, has also been put on hold. Recall that Smith left fans stunned last Sunday after he slapped comedian Chris Rock after he made the joke about his wife's bald head. The actor has since apologized to Rock, the Academy, and attendees, and has also announced his resignation from the Academy. And that is all that we have for you in the entertainment segment of News Now.
And now in sports, Nigeria will be joining 71 other nations to participate in the 2022 Commonwealth Games scheduled to be held in Birmingham from July to August 2022 and the 9 sporting events it's qualified for. Director of Press and Public Relations of the Ministry of Youth and Sports Development, Mohammed Manga, who announced this in a statement, said athletes will be called to camp next month in different locations under the supervision of trained coaches and other athlete support personnel. According to Manga, trials for selection of eligible athletes will be concluded on or before April 25th. He further directed the concerned national sports federations to harmonize their Commonwealth Games roadmap into the ministry's central strategic plan on or before April 17, 2022. Well, that's all in our package this evening. We thank you for watching. I am Mary Kanu. Bye for now.